right here at home. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Family, I'm doing 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome back to another episode here on the Main Thing Podcast presents. It's your bull, Mr. Owens. And after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, thank you again for tapping back in here with the Main Thing Podcast presents. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we truly appreciate it. Now, check this out, family. I've been a die-hard Eagle fan since the mid-90s. I remember when my nana used to have the birds on TV 24/7 back then when Ray Rose was the head coach. So I've been seeing it all and I've been through it all. But look, one thing that I can remember is always popping my collar. But now, on a serious note, one thing I can truly remember is the fact that not only does the city of Philadelphia face slander and disrespect, but our organization faces slander and disrespect. We always had to endure heavy, scrutinized takes and just flat out nonsensical takes when it comes to our Philadelphia Eagles. Shots fired. Shots fired. Oh, man. Look, whether that be from the local media, the national media, other organizations, fans of other organizations, and oh yeah, how can I forget that rando anonymous source? They know when they mention our birds that they're going to make front page news because, of course, we're the gold standard of the NFL. And when you're a perennial Super Bowl contender, people are going to try to take down your empire and just throw slander and dirt on your name, whether that be 24/7, 365, or 366 in a leap year. We know that we feed a lot of mouths and keep the lights on for a lot of folks. And we ain't talking about Motel 6. But look, deep down inside, they truly know that they really want to be Philadelphia Eagle fans. But look, we ain't here to talk about that, right? We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this draft that is coming up sooner rather than later. And this draft isn't just another draft, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. This is the draft that decides whether our Philadelphia Eagles stay in the championship window through the rest of our franchise Super Bowl winning MVP quarterback QB1's era here in Philadelphia. Because Howard Roseman isn't just drafting for week 1. He's drafting for life after Lane Johnson paved the lane, the next wave of trench dominance, Dallas Goedert's eventual successor, future wide receiver insurance, the Godfather Vic Fangio's pass rush sustainability, long-term cap flexibility, and the next hidden day 2 and day 3 steals. And with pick 23, plus a multitude of premium picks, this is where the greatest GM in all of sports, Howard Roseman, can once again do what he does better than anybody in football. Draft tomorrow's stars before today's stars decline. So look, I'm gonna need y'all to stay locked in here with me today because we're leaving no stone unturned. But before we dive into all of that, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know it's all love. The Main Thing Podcast presents can't happen without the support from y'all. And to our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Let's continue to do our part for the community and our family. Please continue to like the videos. It does help with the visibility of our channel in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section. Share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not least, y'all know I'm gonna be on top of y'all consistently and constantly remind y'all. Make sure to turn on them noties and keep your ears and eyes peeled to the streets like your local neighborhood watch. Wow. So you don't miss when me and Big Huss drop this pressure on y'all. So look, before we get to the names, we need to understand the philosophy. Our birds don't draft like desperate or these peasant teams in the NFL. They draft like championship organizations that understand premium positions drive dynasties. Howie's DNA is simple. One, draft premium trenches early. You know he loves some trenches. Two, solve the succession plan before any panic ensues. Three, protect cap heavy positions. Four, trust Godfather Vic and newly acquired offensive line coach Chris Cooper's development. Five, attack value on day two, something that Howard Roseman has done magnificently since he's been the GM here in Philadelphia. But that's why the real Eagles board starts here. So the priority needs: offensive tackle, edge, interior offensive line, safety, tight end, wide receiver, and a developmental corner. This exact long-term need ranking is what Philly analysts are hammering home right now. The key is future leverage, but no panic is needed. We're not going to sound the alarms because that's why this draft is about sustaining greatness and not patching up any holes on this roster. This is the cleanest, most Howie round one move possible. And if you guess tackle, ding, ding, ding. Come on down. You guessed correctly. The Eagles' dream board starts with Caden Proctor out of Alabama, Monroe Freeling out of University of Georgia, go Dogs, Max Ianaker, I'm sorry if I said your last name incorrectly, out of Arizona State, Blake Miller out of Clemson, and Francis Mayaga, I'm sorry if I said your name incorrectly as well, out of the University of Miami. The most realistic premium fits remain Hayden Proctor and Monroe Freeling. Both have reportedly been tied to Philly's big board. So why offensive tackle is the perfect move? Because we all know pave the lane is still elite with a capital E. But elite organizations such as our Philadelphia Eagles don't wait for retirement announcements or surprise announcements saying that a player just wants to walk away from the game. They draft replacements while the legend is still playing in midnight green. That gives the rookie 1 year of NFL body development, Chris Cooper's technique refinement, and you know that he's heavy on zone concepts and schemes coming from the Shanahan and McVay tree. Right tackle footwork transition, because we all know that from college to the big leagues, it's a major difference. Swing tackle reps, jumbo package snaps, and emergency guard flexibility. This is bigger than replacing the future Hall of Famer Lane Johnson. This preserves QB1's trust structure, say to K and Tank Bigsby's edge run game, outside zone timing, the tush push leverage in case we do use it, screen game, and RPO integrity, something that we lacked last year under Kevin Patullo. This is about preserving our Philadelphia Eagles offensive identity for the next 5 years. So let's say this: if offensive tackle is wiped out, the next best premium position will be edge rusher. The Eagles' pass rush identity depends on winning with four without blitzing. That's why this class is so important, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. The best fit for our Philadelphia Eagles is Zion Young out of Missouri, Akeem Mesidor out of Miami, Malachi Lawrence out of UCF, LT Overton out of Alabama, Roll Tide, and day two rotational speed rushers. I gotta look at my handy dandy notebook, just like the bull Steve used to say on Blues Clues. If you know, you know. But our Bird's strongest updated need boards continue to rank edge rusher as a top 3 premium target. And I don't fault them, especially with a lot of the turnover that we have had at that position. I can understand why edge is a top 3 premium pick. But this isn't just about sacks in this scheme translation. It's about compressing the pocket, forcing hot throws, speeding up the quarterback's clocks, freeing up Breadman Carter and Jordan Davis and Moro Ojomo on the inside, creating coverages, disguises behind it, and preserving Godfather Vic's shell integrity. A year one rotational edge can become a year two monster starter in this system, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. That's exactly how the Philadelphia Eagles keep the pass rush pipeline at a championship level standard. Now, this segment isn't flashy, it's not headline grabbing, but it wins football games in December, January, and February. Now, interior offensive lineman quietly impacts everything. They have pocket depth. QB1 is able to step up in passing lanes and running lanes. They create short yardage dominance. They also have the ability to do duo and power concepts, stunt pickups from the edge rushers and nose tackles on the defense, screen timing, and red zone leverage. Now, Philly's analysts continue stressing interior offensive line pipeline depth because of Landon Dickerson's wear and tear and long-term uncertainty. Now, this is where Vega Ione, that's one of my favorite prospects in all of the draft out of Penn State, would be an ideal fit here in Philadelphia. But also, this is where the Eagles can find a center guard hybrid, athletic pullers, something that we've been accustomed to here in Philadelphia for a very, very long time. An emergency tackle, even though we re-signed Big Fred Johnson, we still need that emergency tackle to develop, and future starters behind our veterans contracts. Classic Eagles day 2, day 3 stills live here. Now, this is where Howard Roseman turns future free agent needs into cheap homegrown starters. Now, here's where casual fans miss the real chess match. All right. So, safety may be the most practical current roster need as the roster stands currently. Okay. Even fan consensus keep pointing to safety, then offensive lineman. So Philly Voice also calls it one of the most glaring immediate concerns in Philadelphia. But what does Godfather Vic need out of his safety? The Eagles, we can't just draft an athlete. They need a player who can disguise split field shells, rotate late, rob the crossing routes, match up on tight ends, fit the alley, communicate checks in the back end, and survive deep middle rotations. Now, I'm going to take a look back at my trusty handy dandy notebook, and some safeties that I will definitely be interested in is Dylan Thieneman out of Oregon, Bishop Fitzgerald out of University of Southern California, Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo. That used to be Quinion's bull back in the day. So y'all already know they got some familiarity with each other. Zaki Wheatley out of Penn State. Those are a couple names that I will truly be interested in with the Philadelphia Eagles taking a look at to play beside Andrew Makuba. This position may not drive headlines per usual. Safeties don't really get that many headlines unless that they're a huge safety that is a well-known name, but it absolutely drives playoff caliber football. Now, this is the smartest non-trench move on the board. Dallas Goedert gives short-term stability, the now. But what is Philly's long-term need? The top Eagle fits, of course, are Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon, Michael Trigg out of Baylor, Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt, Eli Raridan out of Notre Dame. And those are just some prospects that I feel will fit the scheme and concepts here in Philadelphia. But also a day 3 blocking tight end would definitely suit our birds right now. But why does any of this matter? Because we know Dallas Goedert's value isn't just about catches. It's run blocking on split zone. He stresses the seams, red zone leverage. He has yards after completion or yards after catch creation, option routes, motions, and 12 personnel flexibility. So drafting his successor in this draft keeps the offense evolving instead of aging. This is classic Howie succession planning. Now, family, this is where the video explodes in the comment section right down there. And if you're there on the TV, look, go ahead and hit that comment section, man. Make your comment and let us know what's going on. All right. But because this is how we stole another one in DJ Khaled voice zone. All right. So if the author Juan K conversation keeps floating, wide receiver then becomes a much bigger need here in Philadelphia. So some premium wide receiver fits would be Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, Chris Bell out of Louisville, Bryce Lance, and yeah, that is Trey Lance's younger brother for those who were wondering. Even though Trey Lance went to the Cowboys, we're not going to hold no grudge on him. But out of North Dakota State, Reggie Virgil out of Texas Tech, Denzel Boston out of Washington, and of course, we can take a flyer on a receiver that can stretch the field vertically on day 3. Now, deep sleepers in this NFL draft will be a developmental old tackle, explosive sub package edge rusher, a tight end 2 that is a mismatch piece, a special teams safety, and again, developmental corner. This is where Howard Roseman wins. These names became the guy fans ask. How did he last that long? That's the question that people always ask. Now we're going to go into full front office mode. Let me put on my Howard Roseman thinking cap and wave my magic wizardy wand real quick. And scenario A, if the offensive tackle falls, take him immediately. Scenario B is if the offensive tackle is off the board, pivot to edge or an elite tight end. Scenario C will be if a wide receiver falls unexpectedly, take the premium best player available and attack offensive tackle on day 2. Scenario D is safety value, trade down and stack the picks. Scenario E is blue chip talent slips to 18. And this is where Howard Roseman may become aggressive and trade up. All right. So that's where his real magic happens. He's never just drafting one player, as we all know. He's drafting the board, future contracts, the compensatory pick formula, succession timing, coach development strengths, and trade leverage. That's why Philly always leaves draft stronger than expected. But family, as we wind down to the end of this video, this is the complete Eagles 2026 draft blueprint. So the real mission, and y'all already know here, we keep the main thing the main thing. We got to protect our franchise Super Bowl winning MVP QB1 at all costs, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Preserve our trench dominance because we have been dominating in the trenches for the last 10, 15, 20 years. Sustain Godfather Vic's pressure system. Replace veterans before they start to go into decline. Future-proof all of the skill position rooms. Create long-term cap flexibility. And still day 2 and day 3 gems. That is how our dynasty will continue to stay alive. So now, family, in the comment section down below, whether you're on your phone, computer, tablet, TV. I need y'all to get down in that comment section and stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with the Main Thing Podcast Presents. Now, the question at hand is, who should be the Eagles' dream pick at pick number 23? Would you say offensive tackle? Would you say an edge rusher? Would you say a tight end? Would you say a safety? Or surprise us with a sleeper that nobody sees coming in this 2026 NFL draft? But look, I want to say I truly appreciate all y'all support, man. Here at the Main Thing Podcast Presents, y'all support never goes unnoticed. But I want to let y'all in on a little secret because y'all don't realize how much it helps. I need y'all to like every single video. I need y'all to subscribe to the channel because y'all don't realize how much it helps the brand, our community, and our family grow when y'all do this. Because if you're not doing content, you don't realize the small details that go into building something special here, what we got going on. So look, I need y'all to continue to do y'all responsibilities, like these videos, share the channel, support the channel, subscribe to the channel. Man, look, keep the main thing the main thing. But I hope that you all have been having an amazing week. Look, the weekend's coming up. It's feeling good outside. If you do decide to step out the house and enjoy your weekend, please make smart choices and wise decisions. But look, again, Mr. Owns and Big Hus love every single one of y'all. And we're going to continue putting out these videos, putting out this content for y'all. And we continue to support y'all backing the Main Thing Podcast Presents. But to our loyal supporters, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know it's all love. The Main Thing Podcast Presents can't happen without the support from y'all. And to our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Again, let's continue to do our part for the community and our family. Please continue to like the videos. It does help with the visibility of our channel in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section. Share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not least, make sure to turn on that notification bell, also known as that Liberty Bell looking thingy, so you don't miss when Swoop comes out with the Eagles news and updates. But in case y'all forgot who I am, don't worry about it. I'll gladly remind you. I go by Mr. Owns, and this is the Main Thing Podcast Presents, where we keep the main thing the main thing. Y'all be on the lookout for Big Hus video. He will be dropping it either tomorrow or Friday. But y'all keep y'all ears and eyes peeled to the streets. Y'all support and love never goes unnoticed. And we're going to show the same support and love back to y'all. But until we reconvene next time, y'all already know it's always love.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.